Hello, and welcome back as we continue on with part 7 of the Scarlet Hollow series. Hello, Sammy, welcome. I don't know about you, but I'm in the mood for some laughs, for some creepiness, for some WTFs, and it seems like Scarlet Hollow is going to fit that bill nicely. So, let's dive right in. Let's get to it. Here we go. All right. That's right. So we have left everybody behind. There's a raccoon. I see a raccoon there. Hey, Cassie. Welcome. So let's see. Last we left off. Okay, I'm an old man. I'm 10 years older, and I'm going to the nurse. That's right. I'm going to the doctor's to check out that door that's calling to me under the guise of getting the checkup that I was I was scheduled to do. And I left everybody behind. Kanika was going to join me, and then her mother stopped me, said, you should let her rest. And she was weirdly amicable with that. Kanika's usually not so easy, she's more independent than that. It was very kind of odd, and there was an ominous tone. And there was also that mention that her mom was talking to me about a cat that's following me, a symbolic cat, a cat that's going to turn on me, as if one of the people that I know and I'm close to here in Scarlet Hollow is going to betray me, is two-faced. And my first thought, when it gave me a list of options, and my first thought was the mother herself. And I said, that's not an option. She's the one telling you about this. Choose someone else. I think it may still be her. Hey, Robert, how's it going? So, So anyway, Kanika's behind. We still don't know where our YouTubing cryptid hunting friend is. That's kind of the general quest at the moment, is to find out where she even went after the ghost hunt in the library went so right and wrong at the same time. It's entirely possible the mother's trying to protect the real problem, and it's entirely possible Kanika is the real problem. I have trouble accepting that. I've been going down the dating sim route. That never blows up in anybody's face, right? So anyway, we're going to the doctor's. We're going to be checking out this door that she wouldn't let me, wouldn't let me anywhere near, and see if I can get in there and find the supernatural calling that was happening behind it. So here we go. It's time for your checkup. Woodland creature. I can talk to the woodland creature. So, Cassie, if you're, I was able to choose 2 traits when I started this game of a small grouping of traits, and I chose keen eye to notice things more, and talk to animals, which has just been one of the best things ever. I have possums living in my underwear drawer that I get to talk to. There's a pug that has a Southern Belle accent, and I'm now going to talk to a raccoon. You quickly glance around, eyes trained on the underbrush. A flash of striped tail grabs your eye immediately. Can I help you, Buster? Hey there, if I were trying to break into that house at the top of the hill, how would you do it? He'd probably climb up into like a hole in the roof or something. What, just because I've got little hands and go through people's trash, I'm supposed to know how to break into places? That's fair. Now get along. Don't let me revoke mod privileges, Sammy. There's a hill that'll take you right up to that big flat. Going through the roof. I called it. Sometimes the humans leave windows open up there and I go inside. Don't tell them, okay? I like to sleep in their big piles of cloth. It's one of my few joys in life. He leaves as you turn back to look at the clinic. A dull throb sets into your knees. There's no way you're doing that. Oh, this must be one of the consequences they were talking about, in terms of if I hadn't given up the years of my life, then maybe there would be elements of future gameplay that would be easier or more possible with me. So, I think that this is a limiting factor that I now have to address. You have your way in. The doctor's not going to be the way in. I can tell you that right now. She's not going to let me out of her sight at the very least, even if she puts on the decorum of friendliness, which has not been forthcoming. Let's try Reese's basement windows. You cautiously approach the house, kneeling next to the low basement windows of Reese's room. You knock. There's no one in there. Reese must be somewhere. Where would Reese be? He never leaves. He's a sickly character that's kind of always in his basement. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to see the doctor. You already have an appointment. You may as well just walk into the clinic and see Dr. Kelly. You can figure out the rest of your investigation later. We'll see. You open the door to the clinic. It creaks loudly on its hinges. The interior feels surprisingly modern compared to its exterior, though you can still glimpse the ornate bones of the building peeking through in the decorative molding and overly complicated banister lining the stairway. You can feel that odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. But before it can drag you too far into the clinic, Dr. Kelly puts aside her paperwork and makes her way down the hall. Her expression is still as exasperated as ever, despite the fact that she's the one who asked you to take time out of your day to come here. You made it. Good. The exam room is just this way. You don't need a doctor's appointment. You need to find whatever's been calling you here. Yeah, something's pulling at me. Try to push past her. Linebacker, here we go. Now, let's try just a little bit of under the radar spying first. Can you give me a tour? No, I barely have time enough to give you this exam. Yeah, this remote country doctor must have her hands full with nobody in the waiting room. And there's really not much to see anyway. It's an old building, but that doesn't mean it's anything special. Now, come on, the exam room is this way. Well, that worked. The doctor directs you down a hallway and you follow her into the clinic's exam room. I'm just going to start with some general diagnostics, but I'd also like to do some blood work today if you're amenable to that. She presses the cold metal of her stethoscope to your chest. Ooh, it's chilly. Give it to me straight, doc. Oh, yeah, sorry. Shouldn't be talking. She's trying to listen to my ticker. No doctor can know something like that for sure. I'll know more when I get the blood work back, but I really won't be able to give you any solid numbers. Wish I'd been able to do any diagnostics before whatever happened, so I would have something to compare this to. Yeah, that makes sense. Is the heart murmur new? No doctor has ever said you had a heart murmur. That's no good. Before you can answer, she attaches a blood pressure cuff to your arm, inflating it with a few quick pumps of the bulb. The ends of your fingers tingle numbly as the cuff constricts. God, I hate that feeling. I don't know. I don't see doctors often. I hear that one a lot. But I get it. This country doesn't exactly make it easy for people to keep up with their health. I'm glad we caught it at least. Better for you to know. She's right about that. The pressure on your arm finally releases. Blood rushes back into your fingertips. Your blood pressure is definitely higher than I would expect for someone of your age. What age am I? It's not what I would call the safe range, but it can be managed. Let me know if you feel any pain. The doctor leans over you, using her forefingers to prod your abdomen. She steadies you with a gentle hand on your shoulder. Let's try and be nice and see where that gets us with this particular character. Really appreciate you looking out for me, Doc. Yeah, butter her up. No problem, just doing my job. I'd feel negligent if I saw someone go through what you've gone through and didn't step in, even if there's not much I can do to help. I'd like to check out your lungs. Can you breathe into this for me? Make sure you keep a tight seal on it. You place the mouthpiece against your lips. Now blow out hard and keep going until you're out of air, okay? You do your best. You can tell it's a pitiful attempt. Okay, yeah, that's what I'd expect given everything else. You're in rough shape, dude. Again, I don't have data from before, but judging by your age and what I'm able to tell from a quick once-over, it's looking like you're the equivalent of at least a decade older and not a good decade. It's been a rough 10 years, Doc. Only happened in a blink of an eye. I'm guessing the blood work is going to show about the same. She goes to a drawer and retrieves a needle. Oh, yeah. You're gonna finally poison me like you poisoned your son? Yeah, let's quietly. I am a person that just quietly accepts my fate when it comes to blood draws. I'm going to replicate my actuality here. There's no way out of this. You quietly accept your fate and wait for the needle to pierce your flesh. You barely feel it, I promise. She inserts the needle. She was wrong. You definitely feel it. But it doesn't last long. The needle slides back out quickly, and she puts a cotton ball on the tiny hole in your skin, pasting a band-aid over top to seal in your vital juices. There, see? That's all we had to do. Not bad at all. All right, that's all we can do for now. I'll make sure to notify you when I get the results, and I'll send them to your GP. You do have a regular doctor back home, right? I guess. Sure, of course I do. Good. They're in for a shock when you get back home, that's for sure. You're free to go. You know how to find the door. Do I ever? She starts busying herself with cleaning up her equipment. She'll be distracted, at least for a few minutes. Good. Your appointment is done, and you're free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You've been caught by the pull of the object, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar, as if inviting you to enter. Turn on the lights. Oh, you're in the morgue. Mike, just taking a little snooze on the slab. He squints, seemingly unsure whether you're the same person he met yesterday. What are you doing in the morgue? I think that's a fine question all around. Vampire. J'accuse. Let's see. You haven't seen Stella around, have you? She's been missing since last night. Oh my God, did she Frankenstein you back to life? What are you doing in the morgue? I'm sure it looks weird. Yeah, a little bit. It's not like I expected anyone to come down here. Still kind of weird. I was just, practicing. A rehearsal, if you will. I can't hold it against anybody for any kind of, like morbid tendencies here. Kind of weird, dude. I see being among the dead brings you comfort. We'll go along with it here. I guess I haven't really given a lot of thought. Maybe you should. Maybe this is the kind of thing that would require a little bit of introspection. The tugging is strong down here. Is it now? You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance, and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. Huh. Hey, you come to join me? Come here. Oh, it's a kitty. I got a kitty. You need to see what's back there. Follow the pull. Follow the tug. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? Just tugging. You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder for a moment. The thing on the other side of the white wall loosens its pull on you. You kind of looked possessed for a second there. Are you good? Make him understand. Why Walt needs see thing, but wall stand in way. I'm talking like Dustin. There's a stone carving on the other side of that wall. I needed to see it. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the dock out of our hair. Should take 2 seconds. Get the dock out of our hair? Yeah. If I say I'm sick and need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time it's true anyway. Oh, Reese, you sick bastard. Yeah, I'm here for a purpose. Use what you need to get. No shame in that. Exactly. Yeah. Yes, please. Axe now. Yes, I will destroy the wall. Sounds great. Lead the way. We'll try and be as normal as possible. All right, he strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanor replaced with the uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. He's going on an adventure. You hear his soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother. I'm too sick to go to school today, Ma. He coughs gently. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. Yeah, I'm just taking a little nap on the body slab. I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out, though. Really? I thought I'd just pick some up. I've got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale, too. Oh, that sounds good. I want some orange juice and ginger ale. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Like, take an axe to the wall. Just lie in bed until I get back. Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. You hear footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing. It worked! The theatric rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place. Come on up. We don't have long until she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office. I don't see an axe in here. What do I see in here? Yeah, not much. He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye, some sort of records with your family's name on them. Read them files. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents. Find something interesting? They're your family's death certificates. Oh God, there's so many. Cause of death, sleep apnea. Ooh, that's a tough way to go. Discovered by her daughter, Tabitha Chrysanthemum Scarlet. No autopsy performed. Tabitha's middle name is Chrysanthemum? Wonder who cursed her with that mouthful. Yeah, don't say anything. We're moving on. Edwardine Scarlet, born April 9th, 1913, died February 12th, 2003. Age 89. Cause of death, heart failure. Signed by her granddaughter, Pearline Scarlet. Pretty normal. Almost made it to 90. Died of a normal old person illness. Enox. Born September 9th, 1887. Died August 20th, 1957. Age 69. Cause of death, fall from cliff. This one has a coroner's report attached. Organs, sustained impact injuries, lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from great height. Whoa, an actual autopsy report. Looks ancient. Other. You quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet, born May 24th, 1990, died 1918, age 28. Cause of death? Crushed in mine collapse, body not recovered. Signed by his brother, Enoch Scarlet. Well, that's a little suspicious. I mean, considering the mine was a pretty tough place when we were down there. Joseph Scarlet, born April 1914, died June 7th, 1944. Louis Scarlet, born... Okay. Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. Ooh. These must have been Edward Dean's brothers. Certificate of fetal death, infant boy, Andrew Charles Scarlet, delivered April 3rd, 1945. Stillbirth, mother, Edward Dean Scarlet. Cause of death, complications during birth, no doctor present, home burial. Alexandra, wow, these just keep going. Alexandra Scarlet, born December 12th. Age 9, missing, presumed dead, signed by mother Edward Dean Scarlet. Alexandra, the owner of the doll, so she went missing. Mary Bell, please do keep going. Age 17, cause of death, complications during childbirth, signed by her mother Edward Dean Scarlet. Edward Dean's signing a lot of these. Just saying. Wow, that's a lot of kids to outlive. Oop, Reese's eyes flick up to the doorway, and a second later you hear the sound of the front door handle being turned. His hand is on your shoulder before you even register what's happening, and you're pushed back and out of view of the front door. Shit, I'm not supposed to be in here. We gotta hide. He hurries to the closet door, motioning you inside. You slip past him and squish yourself into what little space is available in the nearly full closet. Reese is close in on your heels. Yeah, let him in. Why not? So far, in this house, he's my only friend. Together, you listen as the doctor makes her way to some room deeper into the clinic. In the silence of the tiny closet, every breath seems too loud, as if you could expect Dr. Kelly to hear it from wherever she was across the house. We better wait a second just in case. Yeah, let's quietly wait. The two of you stand in tense silence, both crammed into the suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths, as if she could hear you breathing from the other side of the building. But the footsteps soon return. Dr. Kelly makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards broadcasting her location all the way to the hallway just outside your hiding spot. The footsteps return. They get louder, approaching the open office door, and then they stop. Much to your relief, she opens another door, leaving the main clinic. We're in the clear. We've probably only got a minute or two until she comes back, so let's make it count. The medical supply room is probably our best bet. If any other room in the clinic is likely to have a fire axe, it's probably the room full of chemicals. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. He motions you down a hallway, slipping through the slightly ajar door of what you assume to be the supply room. There's an axe. I see it on the wall. Keys. Here we go. He rushes over to the cabinet that contains a bright red axe, pulling the glass door open. Your axe. Keen eye, a splash of brown catches your eye. There's a small sprig of what almost looks like furry berries with wide 8-pronged leaf still attached at the base. What? Where? What? Where? The end of the sprig is leaking sap onto the countertop. It's fresh. Where? Now we can. Reese stops mid-sentence as he notices you staring at the plant. He stoops to pick it up. Does she make her own medicine? He puts it down, but not before breaking off a berry and sliding it into his pocket. She's poisoning him. I don't think she's allowed to do that. She's not a pharmacist. This room is just for storing stuff she orders for patients from a pharmacist in Brevard. Why would she be making her own? Before you can answer, the two of you hear something in the distance and turn to listen intently. That was the door from the house. Come on, if we hurry, we can get you back downstairs. I'll run interference. Go downstairs, quick. You can hear her approaching now, floorboards creaking in the hallway on the other side of the office. You follow Reese's instruction, once again starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Well, time to get chopping. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above. I was right, we did already have the juice. It was just in the back of the fridge, but there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I'm just going to chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird sounds, that's just my music. I'm listening to a wall smashing core. I'll be sure to put in earplugs to drown out all the industrial clanging you listen to. It's Skinny Puppy. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Make sure to be all snuggly when you're in the morgue. Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You hear the door close and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room below. Hey! Let's do this. Let's get to it. Do it. You approach the far end of the morgue, axe practically singing through the air as you strike the wall. The first cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There's some structure behind it, some wood frame holding it in place, trying to stand between you and what waits for you on the other side. You stagger back from the massive hole in the wall and admire your effort. So how are we going to explain this? Just curious. Holy shit. The splintered edge frames a dark passage seemingly cut into the side of the cliff, cold seeping from a forgotten place into the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back here. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthly mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. And with the stink of the grave-like room beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward. In we go! This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. His voice sounds distant. Your sole focus is finding it. Your feet move without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway towards the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it. Yeah, I think she's going to notice it too, and assuming that both of us survive. Whoa, are you okay? Yeah, just a little possessed. Oh, I'll be fine. You don't respond, and you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten. Water damage having eaten away the wood over the course of unknowable years, the planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. There it is. Enoch, I thought you weren't going to come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. They said there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I going to do? Calm down, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research, and I found us an alternative. We won't have to worry about anything from here on out, I promise. I went to talk to the witch. A witch? But that's nonsense. It's all right. It's all sorted. We're taking you home today, and everything will be resolved by this time next week. Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus, and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe the same, Sammy. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you slipped into a coma or something. Hey, he's got a Hellraiser poster. You tore down a wall like a wild animal, found some weird carving and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. You okay? Nothing spooky happened? No, nothing. You just fell down, twitched a little, and when you seemed stable, I carried you back here. That was a few hours ago. Thanks. I appreciate it. No problem. Just figured you'd rather wake up in a bed than a musty hallway or the morgue. Dr. Kelly know I'm here? No, I snuck you back into the house when she was busy in the medical storage room. Figured you wouldn't want to come to in the morgue. Yeah, I should probably get going. Stone finally stopped yelling at me. That might be a little tricky. The doc is on the warpath up there. Oh, she noticed the hole. I refused to take... Oh, no, she didn't notice the hole. Take my medicine, and she's not happy about it. But after I looked this up, there was no way I was going to take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. I've been thinking about what you said at dinner last night, and I don't see any other possibility. It's only been a day since I stopped taking my pills, and I feel great. I went ahead and blocked my door, and so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out. Yeah, I don't get why you're... Why? I don't know. But the internet says this is castor bean. It's used to make ricin, a super deadly poison that causes some of my exact symptoms. And death, usually. The thing I can't figure out is whether she's been trying to kill me slowly or if she just likes keeping me sick enough to be dependent on her. It happens. Either way, I don't think I ever had an illness. I think the illness was me growing up and becoming less easy to control. She sure found a cure for that. That's dark. Yeah, well, you should probably call someone if that's the case. I do have the castor bean from the pharmacy, but I'd still like to prove where I got it from and that she used it to poison me. It's possible the cops might just think I'd snapped, and it could turn out even worse for me. I don't think the doc would hesitate to have me committed if it meant she could keep her hold on me. All right. I want out. Distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. Maybe it's the lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned on its head. Probably a combo. Yeah, that'll make somebody a little jittery. It doesn't feel awful, to be honest. I believe you owe me a showing of a movie. Japanese found footage horror movie. Oh, I love it. It's Norway the Curse. I picked up on that little Easter egg. Reese gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed. Let me know if it gets to be too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how other people react to the sort of things I watch, but I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable. This is a slow burn of a movie, but the dread it's managed to build is palpable in the room. Or maybe it's just how it feels down here all the time with its what with the grisly paintings, lack of lighting, cinder block walls, and of course, the fact that a woman currently lurking upstairs had been poisoning her son since his teens. I've seen a couple of the director's other films, and they're all interesting, though this is probably the best introduction to his work. The way it jump cuts to... This is Norway the Curse. Yeah, this is definitely... Okay, so the makers of this game knew what they were talking about. They just gave it a different title. The way it jump cuts to seemingly unrelated TV show recordings and that then wind up tying back to the narrative adds a level of realism and depth to the world that I find really engrossing. It's found footage used to its fullest. That's what I said in my review of it. We're like, simpatico. Yes. I can't believe I'll be able to just do things from here on out, like watch movies with another person or talk to people ever. You can hear the difference in energy now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of poison. He's uncharacteristically chatty, clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. Yeah, let's get out of here, please. That's true. I shouldn't be counting my chickens. We still have to get past the woman upstairs. He tenses, his back straightening, his muscles clenching as he's reminded of the obstacle. Hopefully we can just wait her out. Oh, God, I want to leave. If not, he trails off, but his features soften as he once again immerses himself in the film. A man on the screen yells portents of doom into the camera, trailing off into a wordless scream. The plot is really heating up. I'm watching a movie, my standard excuse for everything. Like, shh, watching a movie. I love that there are all these distinct sort of vignettes, little pockets of horror that affect a small number of people, and only once you start to see how they fit together can you realize some fundamental horror about the universe. And then it sees you back. Incredible. Cosmic horror in the truest sense. Reese is becoming very animated. It's probably safe to assume that he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now, what with his entire reality turning out to be a lie. But he's also talking over the movie. Rude. You feeling all right, bud? I'm just jittery. I've had a really weird day, and I think being down here is making me anxious. I'm all hopped up on adrenaline. Maybe waiting out the dock is a bad idea. The longer we wait, the more likely it is she'll figure out that we're onto her, and it would be too easy for her to lock me up again and be thorough about it this time. So now I'm wondering if he does have a condition that this quelled the poisoning was necessary. Maybe vampirism. I don't know. Something is telling me that this revelation is going to go horribly, horribly wrong. There's a knock on the window. Mike, don't any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. Hi, Wayne. That voice. I know that voice. Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the window. Good luck, freak. That glass is shatterproof. Wow, that is some painting there. Enemies upstairs, enemy outside. We're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. What do you mean? Wayne isn't going to hurt you. He hasn't hurt anyone. Why did he call you that thing? That's a good question. Because he's some kind of monster and he wants me dead. Can't you feel that? The murderous intent is practically oozing out of him. But I'm not weak anymore. I can fight, but this is going to go so badly for me. I don't have to cower in fear from people who want to hurt me. I can protect both of us, Mike. Oh, well, about that. You don't have to do any favors. The window shatters. Oh, God. Yep. There's a tail. Oh, the paintings are moving. Oh, this is... What have I done? As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out of the canvas. Paint bubbles out from the canvases. His ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out. Oh, yep, tail's growing longer. Leave us alone. Yep. In a surge of violence, the change that has been brewing inside Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off, and Wayne along with it. Run? You've seen enough to know you need to leave. You run up the stairs. The door is blocked by a chair. And then it's blocked by something else too. Yeah, I'll say. Try and tear through them. You toss the chair out of the way and do your best to tear through the substance covering the door. It reforms and regenerates too quickly for you to claw your way through. Thanks, Robert. Defeated, you turn back to the basement. The remainder of Reese's paintings await their artist's command. It's okay. Stay right there. I can take care of this, and then she won't be able to hurt anyone anymore. I'll be right back. Reese storms up the stairs, leaving you with his smears. Hi, Smears. Call Tabitha for help. I don't want to do that. Try and warn Dr. Kelly. On the fence about that one. You're not sure who to help. Best to follow Reese and see how things play out. Try and leave. Wait for Reese in the basement. What do you guys think? What should I do? Sorry, yelling into the microphone. Just follow him, see how it turns out. All right. Yeah, we'll do the Explorer and Warn. I'll combine both of your suggestions here. You make your way to the door that beckoned to you yesterday. All intrigue now washed away. You know where it leads, and you know what secrets the stone that lurked in the forgotten basement of the clinic had to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallway leading from the house proper into the doctor's office, there's a monster preparing to do something unthinkable. Yes, you can die in this game. I've never done it. It's actually a fair point. Saving the game. Let's see. Open the door. You grasp the handle and turn. Duck! You know what? Someone says duck and they're holding a gun at your head. Yeah, fucking duck. You do what she says, ducking out of the way. She shoots. The gun isn't very loud. There's only a pop as the projectile leaves the barrel, whizzing through the air. You turn to see a dart embedded in Reese's chest. He pulls the tranquilizer dart out from between his ribs, heaving heavy breaths as the drug courses through his system. You're going to have to try harder than that, you snooze. Oh, how did you? As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. It's a monster showdown. Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows out from between the cracks in the wood. Reese's panic pulling in a mob of furious smears to hold his enemies in place. The artist darts away, but the smears continue their work in his absence. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway, and Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. Let's run after Dr. Kelly. She seems to at least know, I don't know. You run forward, braving the onslaught of the smears, dodging them as best you can as you try to see where Dr. Kelly went. The door in front of you is smothered in paint. Hey! Dr. Kelly's voice crackles out from some unseen speaker. You, Mike. I'm stuck in the safe room. I can't help you from here, but you can help the both of us. Yeah, just tell me what to do. I need you to get to the medical storage room. I'll give you further instructions when you're there. All right. You turn back around and head to the medical storage room. I'm here. Great. Now listen to me. I need you to use the black taped key to get into the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. It's a bottle labeled carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't going to cut it anymore. Jesus. Oh, hey, buddy. An intercom system, huh, Doc? Good, you should hear this. Mike, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not going to hurt anybody else, just her. If I don't, you and I both know she's just going to shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers. Did I hear that right? And shove me back down into that basement, or maybe someplace even worse, and keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now, better than I've ever felt in my life. He's high on life, digging it. I'm not dangerous. She's just scared because she knows she finally has to pay for what she's taken from me. I haven't seen him kill anyone. I just got to put that right out on the table here. Yeah, this is a save game moment. Well, you know what? He got a point there, Doc. Not letting you gonna kill someone else, Reese. He hasn't killed anyone. I mean, I just want to go home. Oh, God damn it. I mean, he looks scary, and his paint is coming alive. Is that actually dangerous? This is a major choice right now. This one is tough. God damn it. I really do just want to go home. I guess there's no option to just like reach for the medicine cabinet, but I'm thinking I'm going to remain silent. It's okay, Mike. Just get to the cabinet and I can get this all sorted out. You don't have to do what she says. She's told me what to do for as long as I've been alive, and look where that landed me. Half dead, holed up in the basement, and she put me right back if she had her way. Thing is, she hasn't actually killed you. Also, the thing is, he hasn't actually killed me. I'm an obstacle in his way that could pose a threat to him with my choice, and he's just talking to me. Hell, if she had no trouble doing this to her own son, who else might she be treating without their knowledge? So just stay right here while I do what needs to be done. There won't be a speck of blood on your hands. And Wayne hasn't exactly been like the most honest, trustworthy, forthright person of note. Enough. Oh, Reese cries out and he got smacked. What the hell did you do to my shoulder? You see, for the briefest instant, something coming out of Wayne's sleeve. Just a flash of pale yellow, and then it's gone, slithering back into Wayne's clothes. I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then. The two stagger off down the hallway. Quick, grab the tranquilizers and head to the safe room. Yep, let's do it. Head for the safe room. You make your way out of the medical storage room and back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. I love that this game really does kind of present me with morally ambiguous and very gray area choices while really pressing on the urgency of them. As you approach, Dr. Kelly heaves open the door, slowly breaking apart the mass of paint, sealing it shut. Hurry, I don't think I can keep it open for long. You slip past her into the safe room. She shuts the door quickly, though one of the little smears manages to slip past her. She stomps on it. Painted viscera splatters across the cement floor. It sounds like Reese and your friend are still fighting. We probably have a few minutes before he gets here. Yeah, why didn't you make me leave? That's actually a pretty good question. She sighs. There's something about keeping a secret for so long. It makes you paranoid. It makes you do things you know are objectively wrong just to maintain the illusion of your life. It isolates you. At some point, you just don't want to be alone anymore, whether you realize it or not. So you get sloppy. You leave things around you shouldn't, because that destructive little part of you wants to test the limits of how obvious you can be before someone is able to put two and two together. I'm not blind. I can see that things are happening in Scarlet Hollow, unusual things. I guess subconsciously I must have decided if there was ever a time to let someone else in, it would be now. Well, thanks for making it me, Doc. Let's talk Reese. Sounds like I'm sitting across from her in an interview couch. Let's talk Reese. Inside the actor's studio. Can I talk to Reese right now? Go ahead, I have nothing left to hide. Well, what? Okay, yeah, first and foremost, the fuck. At first I thought he was some kind of werewolf, but if he is, he doesn't follow any of the kind of full moon rules or anything. Silver doesn't do shit to him. And you've seen what he looks like. It's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. I'd be fascinated to know what happens to him or how his body does it. But he seems pretty hell-bent on ripping my throat out, so I guess that'll just have to remain a mystery. How do you know he's dangerous? Yeah. Well, he wants to murder me, so that's clue number one. But, I mean, was that before or after you started poisoning him? It's not like he's usually a violent kid. He's mostly just sad, but every now and then we butt heads, and that's usually when this side of him comes out. Imagine if this happens every time he gets frustrated with anyone. Imagine he gets road rage one day, turns into a 12-foot monster with a million teeth, and rips somebody apart in the middle of a major metropolitan area. Yeah, he's dangerous. Don't you think it might be a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy? I can fix him? How can I fix him? I have no clue what even is. There's nothing saying I can fix him. That said, I can fix him. Let's see where this goes. I'd rather not have anybody's blood on my hands, so please don't try. Just let me handle him. All right. Well, I mean, why did you start poisoning him? That seems pretty obvious. Was his dad similar? A strange little... that seems like a weird response. Strange little smile creeps onto Dr. Kelly's face. I wish I knew. Reese just kind of happened. I wasn't seeing anyone. I just woke up pregnant one day. I know how impossible that sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sakes. I kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis episodes. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were romantic. They were actually kind of sweet, but they were just dreams. But then all of a sudden, my period stopped. I got morning sickness. And roughly 9 months later, Rosemary's Baby. Yeah, the relationship between you seems so difficult. Let's talk about that tension. Let's leave it at that. Yeah, any other secrets, lady? You have it all. You have no idea how relieved I am to finally say all this shit out loud. What's the game plan? Short and long term? Well, I pump him full of elephant tranquilizers, then I lock him in here. Then I somehow convince him to see things from my perspective. Yeah, that's gone just aces so far, Doc. Then we all live happily ever after. Yeah, has that worked before? He's never known the exact nature of his condition before. Maybe it was a mistake to hide it from him. Huh. But I thought it meant he could feel like he had more freedom, not knowing that if he just stopped taking his pills, he could be big and pointy enough to kill me. I'm going to have to revoke some of those freedoms now. He's not going to like that, but I think he'll understand even if it takes time. I don't think he wants to hurt people. He just can't help what he is. All right. You and Doc Kelly sit in silence and wait for her son to make his way to you. The sound of distant breaking glass cuts through the silence of the clinic outside the safe room. Shit, this might be game time. Put on your brave face. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. Hello? Reese? Oh, hey, Reese. What's up, buddy? We didn't get to finish Noriah the Curse. You wanna? Kind of ends on a downer. Is this what you were so afraid of? Yeah, a little bit. Gotta say. Hand over the tranquilizers. This is our shot. Why didn't we resolve this while we were waiting in the room? She should be locked and loaded and ready. That seems like an oversight. Oh, now, okay. Oh, now we're in the thick of it. Saving. Oh, yeah, I'm going to give him. That just seems like the best option. Dr. Kelly quickly loads them into her gun, leveling the barrel at her son. And kaplamo. And sorry, Reese. Thought we were in this together. Thank God. Dr. Kelly sighs heavily, staring down at the warped figure of her son. I can drag him into the safe room on my own. I'll meet you at the front when I'm done. Leave her to it. All right. Well, this was a hoot and a half. You return to the entrance of the clinic. Everything is quiet now. Only streaks of paint where Reese's minions had once roiled out of the cracks in the wood. Okay, so whether or not he was dangerous, well, does somebody having minions make them dangerous? It's a good question. I hope you understand that this needs to stay between us. I don't care how much you feel like you need to share what just happened with other people. The more people know about this, the more trouble it is for me and for him. I don't need any more well-intentioned escape plans. Can't just go around killing folk, but to my knowledge, he hasn't killed anybody. She says that he wants to kill her. But again, was that before or after she started poisoning him? If somebody was keeping me sick with poison for years and years and years, and I had the opportunity to kill them, I might wanna. I don't know. Again, very morally ambiguous choices with a heightened sense of urgency, and I love it. Especially if I were a big monster. Okay. Can I come visit him? Do you think you'll let any of his friends in on this? There's a magic stone in your basement. Just thought you should know. All right, thanks for the heads up, I guess. Yeah, that probably is what got you the preggers, just saying. Sorry, him here, poor Reese. Someone needs to kill him, and it'd be better for everyone that way. Happy to help. Can I visit him? I mean, yeah. As long as you don't bring anyone else, yes, that would probably be good for him. I can't promise he'll want to see you, or that he won't have some harsh words if he does, but I don't want him to be entirely isolated. That makes sense. Happy to help. You're a strange one, Mike. Yeah, I am a little bit. But I appreciate having a second set of hands in there, thanks. As much as I'd love to stand around chatting, I have to get to work. Gotta clean this place as best I can before tomorrow. And you should probably get home. It's dark. I'm sure your cousin is worried about you. My cousin can go kick rocks. Give her a hug. No offense, but I'm not a hugger. See you later, Mike. She firmly escorts you to the door. It closes behind you. The night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day. Crickets singing quietly in the sleepy little neighborhood. Everything that happened in the clinic feels almost like a dream, and now that it's over, you realize how little it meshes with your understanding of the world. Let's go home. It's time to go home. All right, real quick, just hypothesis. Kanika's mom stopped me from taking Kanika because she saw what was going to be happening in the clinic that day. It's a possibility. Just saying. But before you can get far, you're interrupted by the sound of panting and the telltale jingle of dog tags. Is it Gretchen? Oh, it's the squad. It's the militia. They've poured out of the woods to stand before you on the road. Gentlemen, what do you have for me? You were looking for Gretchen, weren't you? We found her and her person. They're by the side of the road a little ways through the woods. Ooh! They're both fine, but the human wouldn't leave when we tried to make her, and Gretchen insisted on sticking by her side, so we have to take you to them. Hopefully you can use your people words to get them to go someplace safe. The woods are crawling with those awful creatures. It's not safe anymore, not even for a human. You are very good dogs. Very good. Lead the way. Yes, we are good dogs. Hear that, Scraps? I'm not in it for the accolades, Daisy. I just do it. Scraps is the VIP. He deserves to be mayor. You let the dogs lead you into the wilderness, following on their heels as they take you to Stella's hideaway. Before long, the trees thin, and you find yourself on a steep hill by a 2-lane road, lined on one side by sheer rock. And there, sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at the asphalt, is Stella. And there they are. Keep them safe. Be seeing you, speaker. You sit on the log beside Stella. Mike, that ghost really did a number on you. Thanks. I thought it was kind of distinguished. I got salt and pepper. Yeah. You look extremely distinguished. I was just surprised is all. I don't like how sad Gretchen looks. Humans can look sad, that's fine, but doggies should not look sad. Yeah, let's be here. Let's be present in the moment for our friend and just allow the openness to happen without pressure. We will simply be here. Come on, let's just get back to town. I know that stretch. I get to do the accent. It's been a little while since we've seen Gretchen. I know that stretch. That's the time to go home stretch. Thank the Lord I'll be sleeping in my own bed tonight. Thank you, Mike, for talking sense. I didn't say shit. Yeah, okay. Even if I was going to tell her about what happened with Reese, not right now. No. No. Stella scoops Gretchen up in her arms, and the three of you walk back to town in silence. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. She gives you a tired wave before retreating into her house. I hope she's all right. Time for you to go home, too. Thanks, Wayne. He appears as if out of nowhere, clothes streaked with what first looks like blood and gore, but you quickly realize is paint, evidence of his altercation with Reese. I'll walk you. I'm neutral on this. I'm still undecided on Wayne. Let's just let him walk. Yeah, shall we? I'm not going to be like hyped about it. Wayne walks just ahead of you in near complete silence. But you wanted me to stay at the estate. Aren't you going to lecture me? Why are you following me around? Thanks for looking after me. I don't need you looking after me. I'm glad you're okay. Seems like flirt with Wayne? No, we're just going to continue on. I'm sure we'll see each other tomorrow. You should try to spend some time in that old building before you head to town. Tabitha won't be around, too busy at the mines. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her there to stop you, and you might be surprised at what you find. Until then, sleep well. He disappears into the underbrush. Ooh, I love how that wing is just hanging out there. Let's go home. And is she going to swoop in from the side? Your cousin must have already gone to bed. She didn't swoop in from the side. Exhausted beyond belief, you stumble into your room and collapse on the bed. The damp smell of the mattress is starting to become almost welcoming, a sign that the now daily horrors of Scarlet Hollow are finally behind you, at least until the sun inevitably rises once again. You think for a moment about calling Kanika, but you're just too tired to even bother. You close your eyes, your exhausted body succumbing to sleep almost immediately. As you drift off, you think of Reese, trapped in that tiny, windowless room, all his greatest fears realized, his body no longer his own. But you stopped him from killing Dr. Kelly. The world, at least for now, is protected from him. And then you think of nothing. This is the end of episode 4. Follow us on social media to stay up to date on the rest of Scarlet Hollow's development. Oh, is that it? Oh. You've unlocked hardcore mode. Allows you to select 3, but you'll no longer be able to use your traits to avoid the consequences of major decisions. Huh. If you'd like to continue with this world state in episode 5, please save your game now. All right. Fair enough. All right. Neat. So that was what is remaining of Scarlet Hollow so far. I am... that was fun, and I'm tempted to continue on, perhaps in hardcore mode, and try like some really, really, really different decision-making processes. Maybe just have like an absolute silliness run and see how how far it takes me, how quickly I die. I'm surprised I haven't died yet. I'm, none the worse for wear, but I'm alive and I can make it to episode 5 when they release it. So, yeah, I'll think on that. I do kind of want to try out some different games here on Twitch while I'm continuing the stream. So, I don't know what tomorrow holds for me, but perhaps I'll do an early morning stream again tomorrow morning. So we'll have to decide on the game then. I am considering possibly doing a first run of Dead by Daylight. I've never played it before, and it's been one of the most requested things from me. So, yeah, I don't know how that'll go. It's not my typical, I don't even know what style gameplay it is, honestly. And multiplayer games give me so much anxiety that I could be like fucking things up for a team. I don't know, just being the new guy in a multiplayer game, but we'll see. Maybe it'll make for a good streaming series, just floundering like that. Anyway, thank you everybody so much for joining me here in Scarlet Hollow. And I'm sure that when chapter 5 gets released, I'll definitely be continuing this on. So thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Robert. And I'll talk to you soon. If you want to subscribe, check me out on Twitch at Rotted_Gaming, on YouTube at Rotted Gaming. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.